All right, good morning, everyone. Not sure who's in here yet. Sorry for the late start. I was catching this trade on huge, and looks like huge could actually be huge today. So I'm going to hold on to these 50 shares for a good bit. May even get up and add another 50 here. Let's see where the pullback is. Yep. What's up, Rav D? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I am really looking for a nice move up on HUGE today. So we'll see how that goes. I took a stab at Mara. As you can see, it didn't really go all that great, but we took a stab at it nonetheless. I really felt like Mara had some good potential, but um, really love to see a break above 12 on this. Really love to see this just continue to take off in pre-market. Seems as though it's doing pretty well. It would be nice to get a bit of a pullback here, but I just don't know. Just don't know if we are. It could end up being a double top here, so we got to be careful. I was waiting to short CPB at 54, and it leaves without me. I'll have to look that one up. CPB. See what happens here. On HUGE. The safest thing to do is just to wait for a pullback, honestly, but you know, just depends. We're gonna get this breakout. It looks like we could get the break here. Just don't want it to take off without me. Do not want to get flushed out here. You can see I drew this trend line, and this is why I decided to get in. I saw it. I had an anticipation of it breaking that. Okay, so I'm going to get in again. So we got 100 shares at 11.44. Okay. Not sure why that one halted. Wow, what's the story on that? So HUGE halted, yeah. Let's see. I had an alert go off at 11:19? Man, I hope that didn't flush. Really hope that didn't flush. That's not going to be good. So we'll find out. We'll find out. This could actually end up being a really bad thing here. So, but we'll see. We'll see. And I'll just be ready to get out and take some kind of a huge loss if I have to. So that will not be a good way to start the day. Anybody have any information on that? HUGE and why that halted? Huge is a Bernie Sanders company. Okay. I wonder why it halted though. But it looked like it flashed down, but it's not showing anything here. So that's really odd. It was really, really odd. So anyway, oh, just kidding, no idea. All right, well, all right. Hopefully we're not going to get in any kind of serious trouble on that one. Um, the thing that I'm worried about is the alert went off, but that could have just been. I mean, I don't know. Do stocks normally halt though during pre-market? I didn't think stocks halted during pre-market. Have you guys ever seen a halt in pre-market before? CRWD seems like it's going up before too, or going up also. Only if news is pending. Okay. UAL seems like it's getting a nice little buy up there. MYOV. I'm going to kind of watch this one today. I'd be interested if we get a breakout above 1850. But I'd also be interested if we start getting a breakdown below 1639. So I'm going to alert myself to MYOV. What's up, Yoni B? I'm caught in a halt right now with Huge. With HUGE. So I don't know if there's anything you can tell me about that or anything you know about it specifically, and why it halted in pre-market. So let's see, MYOV will, I want to know if this breaks 1650. And I also want to know if it gets up to 1850 on the ask. So, yeah, it's been halted. And I have no idea what's going on, and I hope it's nothing bad. Price. Let's see. Otherwise, I'm not going to be watching MYOV work. May be interesting. Slag Technologies. Kind of got that on the sideline there. AMD. Going to be watching for a potential retracement here if it gets this rejection off the 5 or the 9 EMA on the daily, and it's right where the 9 and the 20 are meeting. So let's see. I don't know why that says 19. But this could get a move up here, and we might test this trend line up here. So I'm not going to have my mind made up on it, but ZM is really the one that I'm mainly watching today. Yeah, I think I'm going to remove Zscaler. I probably would want to know if Zscaler hits 102. Maybe 103.50, we'll say. So I'll set an alert on that. ZS 103.50 on the bid. Add that. Otherwise, we're going to remove that one today. Have not really liked how that one was trading. mRNA definitely got the buy up there. I didn't think there was a volatility halt in pre-market. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm a little concerned on this one here, why this one's halted. So I think I'm going to be ready, though, here in another minute or so. If it opens back up, I'll have to get out, obviously. Maybe take a significant loss. I don't know. Just set the price extra low in case it comes down below these levels, which I wouldn't imagine that it would do, but man, that'll not be a good way to start the day. So halted at 918. Pretty sure it was 918. Might have been 919. We'll just see. Right as I added those 100 or those extra 50 shares also. The news looks good, actually. Okay. Let's just hope that this is all right. I was really looking for it to, test these levels up here, at least for a double top. So you can see it's, it's proven to be a pretty solid trade. So be cautious on halt might be offering. Okay. Sagar, do you know anything about how this is halting in pre-market? Because I have not seen anything like this. Looks like we're going into a 15-minute halt here. Hopefully it's a buyout at 100. Man. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know if that actually means that. I mean, what does that mean? Yeah. Nice, Rabdi. Well, when are we gonna know? I'm getting antsy here. I'm getting antsy here. So if this thing pops up to say, $25, does that mean I made $50,000 on 100 shares? Yeah. Yeah, I hope this doesn't go to $1. Then I'd be screwed. I'd be royally screwed. Let's be positive. Yeah. Okay, TIF. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good call right there. I wonder what's going on with TIF. Let me check that out. $16 billion is a lot to pay for a diamond ring right now. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not looking good for Tiffany's. The buyout may not go through from yesterday. Yeah, but my concern is, how do I get out of this thing? I mean, really, how do I get out of it? Do not want to be this is this is a little concerning. To say the least. I'm not too happy about getting stuck in a halt here. Keep TIF on watch. ZM, I'm really wanting to see if ZM can test these levels and then get rejected. That would be huge for ZM. Halted by IIROC. What is that, Yoni B? And what does that mean? Oh, wow. This isn't one of those ones that could be halted like forever, is it? Pending company contact. I'll just stop out at let's see if it would let me do that. No, you can't even put the order in. They don't have the reason. Okay. Man. This just might ruin my trading day today. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. Like Rav D said, we'll be positive. We'll try to be positive. SPY is getting a nice, massive buy up. ZM is wanting to push, but I want to see if we can get a fail here on ZM. See if we can get a continuation to the downside there. There we go. Come on. Come on, ZM seems like it wants to flush. I'm going to take off some of my shares there if we can get them off there. Can we get them off there? I'm going to take off half there just in case. Glad I did that. ZM looks like it's trying to get bought up. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, you're going to go ahead and come out of ZM just in case. We'll look for that move back down to 209. See if we can get a rejection up at these levels here. Gonna reject. Getting that rejection. See what it's doing on the 1 minute. I think it is going to get rejected there. Let's try again. We can get it down to 109 here. Looks like we're going to get it. Get jumping again with another 200 shares there. Can we get the break? There we go. Come on. Don't like how it's pausing. Let's get a breakthrough. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Get the break. Come on. I'm going to go ahead and come out some right there. 209.05. There we go. Come on. Get the flush. Get the flush, ZM. Get the flush through 208. There we go. Get the flush through 207. No pause. No pause. Just take off. There we go. There we go. Nice breakdown. Nice breakdown. Down through 206. Go ahead and take half off there. All right, so we got 209.05 average. Holding on to these 50 shares for at least a move down to this trend line. I'd really like to see if we can break 200, but if we come back, I'll get out. Okay, there we go. 205, getting good continuation. This is what I was looking for today. So I'm glad I kept my eye on this one. So we got 50 at wait for this to come up a little bit more and add another 50. 209.05. I'm not going to get the ad, unfortunately. Let's see if it can break down through that trend line and bust through 200. I think it had earnings report. Yes, an earnings report. Let's see. See if we're going to get the ad. It's coming up. Two minute, 1 minute. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. See if we get another fail here. If we do, I will definitely add, even at a lower rate. Looks like we're getting a lot of selling pressure here. We're going to continue to go. Let's make sure of it. To a 551. Okay, we're going to jump in. We got 100 at 207.60. We really need to see the breakdown here. There we go. Okay, 204. There we go. So we'll get take off half there. If we can get the fill. There we go. 203. Okay, so we're breaking trend line now. Might be just a big sell-off today on ZM. So 206.16 was the ad, yeah. Now if it finds support on the trend line, I'll be more inclined to get out. Looks like it might be finding support on that trend line, but we'll give it a minute. I do not want to see this 5-minute end on a doji. Will not be good. If it continues to move below 202.32, that'll be significant. So I would consider adding another 50 shares there again for the breakdown. 206.16, we've got 50 shares. Yeah, ZM's giving back what it took. That's right. That's right. Absolutely right. So, don't want to get too cocky with it though. ZM could be holding support here on this trend line. I just need to see a confirmed breakdown. Again, I would love to see a break at 202.32. Otherwise, I'll come out half if it breaks over this candle here at 205.63. Really want to see a continued breakdown. Okay, coming out half. So, see what we can do here. See what kind of a move this makes. Yeah, we're holding support. We're holding support there. So I'm also watching the SPY. This comes over 206. Well, there it is. Okay, it came up a little too quickly for me to do anything. But let's look at the levels. Levels are always something I like to go back to. So roughly at 207, 208, there's some pretty critical levels that would be difficult to get through. Again, I'm watching SPY. I'm going to see what SPY does. I've only got 25 shares left, so it's no big deal. Sager's calling WISA, W-I-S-A. I think this is fake. I think this is a VWAP fake out breakout. So I'm going to go ahead and add there. We got 207.23.50. 207.23. Hopefully it'll come back a little. Give me an opportunity to get out. I'll bring my average up again. I really do not think this is just going to get some straight buy up here. 207.23. Well, I could be wrong. SPY's pulling back. Pretty brutal one minute pullback there. So we got 100 at 208.47. So let's see if we can get enough of a pullback here. There we go. There we go. And can we get down into the 207s? Come on. Come on. Get down into 207. There we go. This should be it. There we go. Oh, it didn't take it out. Come on. I'm going to hold on to that now. It holds VWAP. I'll need to get out. Oh. Man, ZM is strong. Good Lord. Gonna make me give back some profits here. Did not expect to buy up like that. Just have to be all out if it comes back. Come on. Let's break right back down through VWAP. There we go. Come on. Come on. It's strong. Strong, but let's see if we can get a final sell-off here. Really need to see the breakdown here. Really need to see the breakdown. Come on. Let's get that final breakdown. There we go. Come on. Come on. I'm going to come out half just in case. Didn't want to do that, but we've got 50 at a 209.71 average. Let's just see if we can get back down here. Continue to get the drop. 207.81. Still looks fake, but we'll know if it comes over 210.85. I'm gonna have to get out, unfortunately. Okay, getting out half. Oh, tried to get out half. Still has not broken out, so, but if it does break out, I don't see how ZM is going to get bought up. I just don't. It's, but man, it did. It got bought out right off that trend line there. So, man, what a strong buyback. Thanks, Sagar. Yeah, this has been a good day. Just don't know what to expect on HUGE. And I really don't know what to expect on Zoom. I mean, there is so much buyer hesitation right now. Um, but it was a really good solid move. I don't know if it's gonna continue to get the breakdown today, and it very well may not. This may just be chop fest today. Of course, SPY is continuing to soar, and so 209.71 is where we got in the first 25 shares. The move that we made this morning was based off of this move right here. When I saw there was a lot of resistance, I went ahead and went short. Got in somewhere, well, I went short and then it came up and I had to get out, but then I went short again, and just because it was like a triple top, and then it started coming back down. And I'd really love to see it just break right back down here and at least retest the 206 areas. I just don't know if that's a reasonable thought process right now. It's officially in an uptrending channel. But I mean, if it comes down and loses VWAP, I mean, if this is just nothing but a VWAP fake out breakout that's just kind of taking a while to resolve, then I'll be pretty satisfied with that. Anybody have any idea what's going on with Huge? I may need a $400 day to prepare me for what's going to happen on that. Or, on the bright side, I may make a ton of money off of it. But I wonder if they're going to remove that halt anytime soon. SPY looks like it could be rolling over a little bit here. Man, Huge is just, I'm stuck in this one, guys. I hate that too. I hate that. TIFF, kind of been choppy. It's hard to say with that one. Crowd looks like it's getting really hard to hold those levels there. This might actually be good for a move down. If it came over 1077, I'd have to get out. So if we just took 50 shares on this, seems like it's having a hard time at that $100 mark. gonna pop up. Zoom looks like it's continuing to move, but okay, crowd is coming back up. Let's reclaim VWAP. Zoom very well may finally get the breakout here. We'll consider adding just to get a pullback on it. It's just 25 shares, so no big deal. NCLH getting a nice little buy up. UAL getting a nice little buy up. Good job. Good job, UAL. See how far that can go. Let's see, we'll add another 25 shares. Let's see. You know, honestly, I may just need to come out. I think I'll do that 211.71. We'll buy those back. Take a $50 loss on that. Hopefully this does not continue to run against me. Could just be nothing but a big short squeeze right now. Patiently waiting for a point of entry here. Let's see, so we got 50 at 212.73. So 213.73 is where I would be willing to get out. May have to add another 50 as we get up to test these levels up here. To 1273, so if we came up to let's see 218.73. Sell another 50 there. And then we will take 100 at, should bring me up to 215.73. See if we can get a good little sell off here, just down to the 213 areas. Huge. Nice. That's great. Yeah, I saw that and it halted again. It's great. Appreciate the shout out there, Sauger. Really hoping that this drops back down. Just enough to get out. I just need a little bit of a pullback here. Come on. All right, I'm gonna have to get in again. Zoom is gonna destroy me. Zoom is gonna destroy me, guys. Come on. Come on. Matt, run. All we need is a pullback. All we need is just a pullback. I'm going to get out with it. I'm going to take a little bit of a loss here, but if it comes, it should come back. It should come back. But yeah, I may... I have to get out. I'm going to try bringing my average up one more time on it. So 213.43. Come on. 213.43. Come on. Come on. Okay. Come on. Bust through 215. Bust through it. Ah. Man, SPY's on fire. I'm coming out. So we got 215.76. 215.76. Man, I just lost a lot right there. See if we can get some of that back. Huge. We'll see what huge turns into here. Man, look at this. Finally, it's resolving. And what a massive buy up. It's almost kind of double topping here. So 215.76 is where we added the 25 shares. Watch this be where Zoom comes all the way back. Volatility is real on this junk, man. I mean, this is just insane. 215.76. Good Lord. Zoom is like the beast that never dies. I'm going to average back in if it gets up to 220.76 because I think we could get a really nice double top move there and a good enough pullback to get out. That's a $5 spread between ads, so we should be all right. Should be all right. SPY just continues to get bought up just relentlessly. Huge. Still halted, unfortunately. Look at WISA. It's coming back. Mara came all the way back. Sava. Nice move on Sava. SAVA. Killer move on ZM. Just never imagined that it would pull all the way back to these levels. I mean, this is insane. It really is. And at this point, all I'm looking for is just quick ads and a quick pullback. Looking for a test of 220. I want to get an ad at 220.76. That should bring me up to 218 something. And then I might have to do an aggressive ad to get the pullback. GNUS. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to check that out. Work is very interesting. Work looks like it's finding a top here. Be interested to see what that could do, especially if SPY gets a pullback. 215. At this point, I would just get out just to get out. 215. 73. To 14, 76. Oh no. Huge is not doing good. Oops. Ah. All right. So lost out on that one. And man, I'm getting crushed. Just getting crushed. Just getting crushed. I had no idea that was about to come back in there. Okay, so we went up from being, we were literally 400 and some on the day. Zoom has crushed me a little bit. Man. Let's see, Sava and GNUS. Yeah, GNUS is, man, it's making some moves. Making some big moves. See if we make a little bit of money on those last 25 shares. If not, I will look for another ad spot. But you know, if this is almost kind of like a double top here, and we're going to end up making a good pullback, man, we could even get a move back down to 213.76. Nah, it looks strong. Huge, gonna go ahead and remove that one. Tiff, gonna remove that one. Crowd, man, I should have taken that one. There was some pretty good potential there. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Man, I'll tell you what, guys. ZM is just. I got a lot from it. I got a lot from it this morning, but it's just taking it all back. I'll tell you what, this stock is it's just blowing my mind. It is genuinely just blowing my mind. Um, just on such a insane tear to the upside. It's just incredible. I mean, it really is. It's just incredible. Just keeps on trucking. Just keeps on trucking. So, honestly, guys, I can't even call it. Can't even call it right now. It's I wanna add just once again, just for the sake of a pullback and getting out with a little bit lesser of a loss here. But then at the same time, I don't think I can appropriately calculate where that add would be. Um, the move on this is just insane. I mean, it really is. It's just insane. I guess it's possible for it to come up to almost the 225 and then get another rejection. 223.76. They had very good earnings. Yeah, they did, but what's crazy is you can see what happened. It got a buy up all the way up here yesterday, um, and then just a massive sell off. It was the same time. It had a sell off that early morning, got this massive buy up, and then a massive sell off. And so I just figured people would be, pretty upset about that. This has got to be overextended. This has got to be overextended. But 220, I guess 224.76 would be a decent enough add, unless it just really starts coming down. If it just can't hold and it just starts blowing down through these levels. 215.76. Try to be methodical about this. And CLH continues to make strong moves. UAL seems like it's kind of forming a downwards channel here. Let's look at work. Work is getting a nice pullback. They're all following the SPY. AMD's following the SPY. Tesla. A lot of mRNA. Man, mRNA got that perfect buy up through the 60 levels and then the pullback. It's like clockwork on that play. Yeah, I had to get out of huge. I had to get out of it back here. It was just ridiculous on this bar right here. Man, I hate that that didn't work out. Really do hate that that didn't work out. We're going to get the move here. If it breaks that that 20 on the 1, it's got to be overextended at this point. Well, it doesn't have to be anything, I guess, but you'd think that it was. To 1476, we'll just buy back if it can get down there. It's getting bought up on that 20 on the 1, so it's really not a good sign. If we can break down through it though, it'd be phenomenal. But I think it's not completely following the SPY, but I think it's definitely taking SPY into consideration. All right, Yoni B. Good job. That's good discipline there. Yeah, good question. I was wondering where Notre Dame was also. I have no clue, man. ZM keeps getting bought up off that 9 on the 2 and that 20 on the 1, which means that it's still showing strength, still pretty strong. Give it one more shot to break down. One more shot to break down. to see this blow through. Get the close below that 20 on the 1. It's got to be double topping with the earnings buy up last night. I mean, maybe it's not, but come on. Come on, bust down through 218. There you go. Come on. There it is. Nope. Spy's doing pretty good too. Spy's getting continued buy up. Can we get this push through 218? We're gonna get it. Come on. Need to see continuation. Nope. Come on. Push down through 1830. 1830 and then 1811, and we should get enough of a crack. There it is. There it is. Come on. But I don't trust ZM. I just don't trust it. It's so strong. Come on. There it is. Come on. This should be it. There it is. There it is. Okay. Come on back. Come on back. Hopefully it does not hold the 20. Really want to see it just continue to drop all the way back down to 214.76. See if we can get that. See if we can get that. Come on. Get that continuation. 214.76. Really trying to be patient with ZM right now. If it gets a V-shaped recovery, I'll just get out with a loss. See what we've got going on. Some of these other stocks. UAL had a breakout, trendline breakout. Okay. Would have been a nice move to the upside. Got a topping tail doji here on the 15 minutes. Pretty good sign. See though. We'll see. The ad spot definitely would have been up here at 220.76. 220.76 definitely would have been the place to get back in. Widowmaker. Yeah, Rav D, I'll tell you what, man, yeah, this is just something else. It really is. It's incredible. Um, but I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance for a continued pullback. If we don't get it, I'll have to get out. But good job, making 52 bucks off of it, man. That's great. It's great. Really would love to see this get a continued rejection. But the SPY is on a relentless tear. Markets are being bought up. I don't think anybody knows why or how. Um, yeah, no problem, man. I should have added at the double top. I should have added here. But I'd really like to see it come back down at this point. But like I said, I mean, if we get a V-shaped recovery on this, I'm just going to have to come out. I guess really if it breaks the previous 5-minute candle high, what I might do if it's struggling around the 220 area again, I might actually bring my average up, because we might at that point be getting, be able to draw a trend line here. I'm staying away from it for a while. Agreed. Don't trade the market on logical thinking. Yeah. I'll tell you what though, this move out the gates was beautiful. It was up $400, man. I should have just ran away at that point. Yeah. Just too bad I couldn't maintain it. Felt like old times again. Felt just like old times. I'll tell you what, it's been like pulling teeth, trying to make anything work here. And I mean, this was, this was a perfect little move. And it touched down on that trend line I had there, and then just started getting bought right up off of it. I mean, I even called it. I should have just flipped my position at that point, but again, I saw, with the earnings beat, and how it came all the way up but sold all the way back down here to where it did in the previous morning. I just thought, man, there's going to be probably a lot of people. It's already overextended on the daily. There's probably going to be a lot of people taking profit on this. But ZM it is just incredible. It just continues to prove that it's a monster. And it is. It's a monster. It's like the boogeyman. Now, if we can get a move back to VWAP, I'll tell you what, that'll be incredible. If I could still end up the day over 200 bucks, even get a breakthrough VWAP, man, how incredible would that be? And it would be just the thing, because everybody's expecting ZM to just be the powerhouse that it's been. But if it can break, man, if it can come down through 216.80, I think we can get a move to VWAP. It's got to really clear and hold below that 20 moving average on the 2-minute. That's going to be the biggest signal for it to not only break 216.80, but close below that 20-day moving average. You know, it's not a guarantee, obviously. It could still come back, knowing ZM is powerhouse as it is, but I think we'll have it. I really do. I think we'll have it. I think we'll have its number at that point. Let me go ahead and get in. So we got 50 shares at 216.38. 1576. Get out the first 25 there. The break of 216. Can we do it? Can we do it? I'll bring the average way up. Go ahead and just be safe and get out there. Let's break 216. Come on. See if we can get the break here. This should be it. Oh wow. Powerhouse buy up. Doesn't surprise me. Like I said, guys, this is ZM all day. It's just what it does. See if it can close below that moving average. If that's the case, I'll hold those 25 shares a little bit longer than I had planned. Come on. Close below that 9 EMA on the 5-minute. This should be bearish. Come on. This should be bearish. You guys are just toying with me now. Come on. 1605. Bust it. Bust it. Come on. Crush 216. Crush 216. Come on. Come on. Gonna have to be ready to get out if we don't. $215.38 for the first 25 shares. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. We got the first 25 shares, and we got 25 shares left at 217.01. So let's see if we can get those down at 1301. Yeah, still green. I see you, Rav D. I'm just now getting back to the through the chat here. So 15-minute looking good too. Yeah, it really is. Really is. This could just be a straight double top move. I mean, we may get this all the way back down to these levels down here. So we may even get a fight to the previous day close. I may hold on to it. So definitely not for the faint of heart. The spread doesn't help. At least you keep your share size small. Yeah, and that's key, man. I mean, that really is. That's what I really try to stress with conservative share size. Just keeping it small, and making sure that especially on the spready stocks, that you're not sizing in too big. Can be definitely be dangerous. One thing I will be looking for, obviously now at this point, is a VWAP rejection though. So and thanks Ravd, appreciate it, man. Yeah, do what you got to do. And Sauger, let's see. Sauger done trading, up 252 on trades, net 175. Good job, Sauger. Great job. Great job. So, okay, so right now what we're looking at is almost a double bottom here. And it just so happens to be right where the 20-day moving average is on the 5-minute. So for this to be, here's what I'm looking at. If this is truly, like, genuinely a double top with, earnings yesterday, with where earnings reached in the post-market hours, if this is truly a double top, we could make a retracement, like I said, all the way back to even previous day close. So basically, I'm going to be looking for any signs or opportunities to add back. And then obviously I'll have to get out if it just doesn't work. So right here, if we're going to remain in a downwards channel, we will not be able to break through this trend here. Okay, so this is what I'm watching. I'm going to let it come up to here. I'm even going to consider adding when it gets up to here, and then if it breaks up past these levels here, past 219, then I may have to change my mind and get out. Now what we could be getting is, as you can see, we recovered the 9 EMA on the 5-minute. And this may be one of those situations where we don't even get the retest of the trend line. It just kind of comes up and then just continues to have a sell-off, especially if people who were buying up here are thinking to themselves like, yeah, this is not looking good. And if it breaks through that 20 moving average in 215, I may even jump in another 25 shares. Let's see, where's the level? 215.06. So stop limit at 215.01. Stop. Sell. Another 25 shares there. And then I think I'll probably take first profit at the crack through VWAP, just in case it ends up holding support at VWAP. Now, if it ends up coming back over here, I may go ahead and just get out and see what happens after that, because we're getting a pretty strong rejection. Even on the 2-minute, the 1-minute couldn't hold above that 20 moving average. So I really want to see it come down and break that 215.06 level. And even if it does come up, maybe I won't add. Maybe I'll just get out if it has a confirmed break over that trend line. Because it could come up to that trend line, then bounce, then finally roll over and crack through. And the sell-off could continue on ZM. So, but we'll see. It's a strong stock, so I want to be mindful of that. And again, this is kind of like a double bottom here if you think about it. Let's just see. Although it would make more sense for it to come down here to crack through VWAP and find support around these these tops right here of these previous areas of resistance, that would make more sense for us to get a move down there, and then maybe to right at 213 before making any kind of significant move back up. That actually makes more sense, but we'll see. We'll see. So it's trying. It's trying. It may even come up. May even tap. I wouldn't want to get out until there's a confirming close above that trend line. Now it might poke through it and then drop back and close below it and then roll over. So I'm going to kind of watch for that too. There we go. Let's get the 5 minute here. See what it's doing. It's made a higher low on the 5 minute, that's for sure. Let's see if it respects it. SPY is strong though, so it may have some momentum from the SPY. And also, obviously, you don't want to see it break the previous 15-minute high. Would really like to see it get crushed at this point. I would even probably look to add now at the break of 215.30. Stop limit, because if it came down past 83 and broke through 50, in my opinion, it would be getting close enough to maybe even 20. We'll let it tap 20. Stop sell if it goes. If it goes, it's got to really pull back here, guys. It's got to really pull back, and it's looking like it's having a hard time. We'd really have to have a lot of people come in and agree that there needs to be a flush. If it breaks that trend line again, I'll get out half. And then I'll reset my position. I'll give it a shot to see if it turns over. Could be bull flagging. Could be a bull trap. Okay, going to go ahead and come out half. We got 13 shares left. 142, back to 142.32. really want to see it get crushed here. And we will draw another trend line and look. Yeah, oh yeah. There's going to be a breakout to one side or the other right here. Okay, it's to the upside. Breakout to the upside. Only question is can it hold? And if it can't, and it comes back below 217, I'd be willing to add again. Okay, mRNA looking weak. 219.24 on the 2-minute could be resistance. Yeah. Yeah, right here. So I got out half my shares, and I just kind of want to see what happens here because it could just be another rollover moment. If we break back down through this trend line here, I would definitely consider adding back in. So I'll keep my eye on it. CRWD, remove that. CLH making a good strong continuation. Could be getting to some areas of resistance. SPY's continuing though to, let's see, so it's at the 311.30 mark. It's going to have some problems around 312.86. It's riding that trend line. See if we can break back below it and crush through that one. This is why I love trading with small share size. I mean, we're only down 29 bucks. Who cares, you know? AMD is dropping a good bit. It's a little bit of a sell-off there. Wow. Wonder what's causing it. ZM looks like it's going to continue coming down. So if we get a break of that 216, 217 level again, let's say 217, 59, 28. We'll get in there. If it drops to that, let's check out AMD. AMD's continuing to get the drop. See if there's any news on AMD. No, not really. So not quite sure what the story is with that. RSI is not really showing that it's overbought. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, it's not really showing that it's overbought, so let's just see what happens here. See if we can finally get the move down. Man, SPY is just relentless. SPY is as relentless as they come. Still not completely buying this, guys. I mean, I could be delusional right now, but there's a lot of whippiness, a lot of buying and selling, a lot of tails here. But I mean, it could be, you know, it could just be what it is. SPY is getting close to that 312.86 mark. It'll be interesting to see how the markets react once it gets there. It's a very important level for the SPY. 32, 39. Sava went more crazy. Yeah, I'll check that one out too. Man, AMD is getting a nice buyback. Trust it though. UAL isn't really moving in momentum either with the SPY. Looks like this might be the move back down on ZM. Don't know for sure, but man. Bulls are still in control. Yeah. mRNA looking weak for sure. UAL finally busting up through. Okay. ZM having a hard time holding. Is this the rollover moment? Do we have a new trend forming? It'd be interesting. Be interesting to see. SPY is just on a tear. SPY is just ridiculous. All right, I don't think anybody's buying ZM anymore. I don't know that for sure, but it doesn't look like a very strong case. It's got to break that 9 on the 5 and that 20 and hold below that 20 on the 2. That's good. I'm going to see it close below that 9 on the 5. Okay, all right, Sagar. Take care, man. That's interesting. And that's interesting. Yeah, looks like it could start making its way down. We'll see. SPY's getting a massive buy up. It's interesting that SPY's getting this massive buy up, but there's a lot of stocks that are really not going with it. So, which tells me that when the SPY starts turning around, there's going to be a lot of stocks that turn around with it. Get that double top yet? Almost. I'd feel good about getting in here at 32.80 maybe with 100 shares. I could at least start adding. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in there on UAL, and I'll add as it continues to come up. So we got 100 at 61. I'll take another 100 at 71. Okay, so we got 200 at 66. And then 81. I'd be looking just for a quick move back down here. I would probably take 100 off at 41. See, make sure we're getting it's a double top there. Looks like a double top. Let's see. Yeah. 84. 75. Okay. Let it come up. See if we can get a little bit of a move back up into the 90s, maybe even 33s, 33.20s. There we go. Nice move. So we're going to add another there. So we got 300 at 32.74. I want to see a good significant pullback here. If we can get it. Buy 150 back at 32.70. Otherwise, we'll consider adding again. $32.68. SPY's continuing to grind. It's bringing UAL with it. If it continues to move up, we'll add again. Waiting for SPY to find a little bit of resistance. I think if this breaks 79, we could probably get the move down to 66 at least and unload those first 150 shares. So 61 was 100, okay. ZM still wanting to make a move up, but we'll see. Looks like we're forming another trend here. It's a tightening pattern. Looks like it's making its move down. Let's see if we get those first 66 out. $32.68, $32.66. Take it at 68. First 150 at 68. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Come on, blow through it. There we go. There we go. Come on. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Let's get the pullback. Let's get the pullback. Let's break below 70. Break below 70. Come on. Let's get those first 150 out. There we go. There we go. Almost. Almost. Can we do it? Can we crush it? Can we crush it? Can we crush it? It's a lot of selling. There we go. Okay. Got the first 150 out. We got 150 left at a 32.83 average. Let's see how far of a move down we can get with those. Okay, didn't have to add, which is great. Took a little bit of a loss on those first ones, but it's okay. 32. 53. We'll take 75 off there. ZM still in that tightening pattern. Just going to be patient. We're going to see if it breaks to the upside or the downside. $220. Going to stop out 13 at 220. $01. Stop buy at 220.01. Let's revisit UAL. So we got out those first 75. And man, it's just it's having a really hard time. ZM. I believe we could get a move all the way back down to the lower 32s if the SPY makes a significant enough pullback now. Okay, ZM's breaking to the downside, so maybe on the pullback with SPY. UAL is getting a buy back up. $217.60. Yeah. Man. UAL is getting a nice buyback off that EMA. Okay. So I may wait for a break of 33 and add another 150 at 33.24. Or no, 33.20. Yeah. ZM could be failing here. Something going on with LVGO trying to investigate. Okay. Wonder whatever happened to Huge. Ah, huge failure. Let's see, LVGO. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It really is. It's pretty insane. Yeah, I wonder what that is. Is it all-time highs? Yeah. Yeah, this would be one of those ones where I would just short just for a slight pullback, just like right there. Missed it. Totally missed it. Can't hesitate on those. I think SPY is going to continue, by the way. I think it's going to continue to make a push. I'll go ahead and get in another 13 here. And then just get out if it breaks over 220. Let's see. What would that give me? 26 maybe? There we go. So we got 26 at a 218.01 average. And I would probably want to get out if it broke. Yeah, 220. So 26 at a stop. 219.96, we'll say. Where to get up here? 33, 42, 50, 63, 68, 79. So stop by at 219.81, 26 shares. UAL could be making another significant pullback. We'll let it get down to these levels, and then we'll take a little bit more profit there, 32.34. we'll see. I've got my stop set, so um, if it goes, it goes. If not, I don't know what to say. I tried. 32.92. Had a really nice move on those first 150 shares. Glad I got out there. It was a good point to get out. Got right out just in the nick of time. ZM is trying so hard to push. Man, what a tightening pattern here. Man. I really think it's gonna fail. I mean, imagine if all the people that bought up here and it's not quite making it up there. I mean, the unfortunate thing is it could even squeeze up. It could go on some fake squeeze and then fake breakout and then start breaking down, and then I'll obviously get out if that happens. It's going to stop me out. But I think if it does something like that, then it's really going to fail, because then all these people are going to be like, nope, this did not make it up here. We couldn't push it up. I better get out. And you'll see a lot of selling. But I hope we get that selling right here. I hope this gets crushed all the way down to these levels. This is the bad part about, this is why I hate short squeezes, because they can be so disingenuous, like the buy up on them. It's just a bunch of buyers coming in. You can get enough buyers on board to just set off all these stop loss orders and squeeze everybody out. And then it only ends up turning over and just tanking again. And I hate that. But, I've been caught in so many of those. That's why I try to set it far enough to where, it won't get me. So I even give it a shot to, break out of this wedge. Kind of like this broke down here. It broke down and then it got bought back up. But man, I would love to see it just get crushed right here. I think this would be a very important level, 217.50. But we'll see. We'll see how it reacts. See what we're looking at here. A little trend line forming here. Perfect, to the T. If ZM pushes over the highs, I'll start at 224 again. So you're saying you'll start going short again up at 224. I think that's a good spot. I think you could get a really good pullback there. I mean, I personally would think that you could. See, it poked up through it, but it's getting sold off. See if we can continue to get the sell off. Yeah, I think if it raced up there, that 225 is a good hold number. It's a good spot just for a quick scalp. Like I'd probably put in an order at like 224.70, and then have another order set at like 224.40. I'd at least maybe take like I personally would maybe take 100 shares at like 224.70. Then I would set out 50 of those shares at 224.40. That way I could go ahead and unload half of them, go ahead and pay for the trade, lock in some profit, and then see if it actually gets a nice drop back down into the 222s, 223s, and then take profit on that last 50 shares. I mean, that could potentially end up being a good $75 to $100 move. But yeah, I hope this does fail here. UAL is getting a blue sky breakout. Look at that. Man. Good job, UAL. So this will give me a chance to add at 33.30, 150 shares. Be really nice to get up there to 33.30. It's blue sky breakouts. Although this would only be, and as a matter of fact, yeah, I probably ought to. This comes back to 32.90. I probably ought to go ahead and get out. Let's see if we can bring this average up. $32.90. We'll see if we can bring the average up. I'm only bringing it up to 32.90 because the SPY is on a tear, and I think we could get enough of a move back to where I could get out somewhat break even, maybe even 32.94. But if it keeps moving against me, I will get back in. QQQs are very choppy today, along with the big tech boys. It's good to know. It's good to know. Looks like ZM might be on its way to get me out. I think things are definitely moving with the SPY. Yeah, it looks like it's about to get me out. There we go. Let's get 33.30. Can we get it? Come on. Come on. Bite. Bite. Bite 30. Don't make me add again. Ah. Okay. Okay, it paused at 30, so probably going to want to go for 33.38. Man, I hate that. Came right up to my order. All right, this is the pullback. Oh, ZM only got out part of my order. Dadgummit. Big mistake on my part. Big mistake on my part. Okay. 220.41. What did I do? I went short again there? That must be an order that I forgot to take out. Nice breakout there, though. Staying strong. Can remove all that. 220.41. Oh, I bought. Okay. So you're gonna break it. Nice. Okay, so that's a nice little move there. There we go. See if we can hold that. We'll take out half there. No. Well, okay. 220.90. See if we can get another move back up. Yeah, nice mistake, exactly. I accidentally bought 13, unfortunately. There we go. See if we can get a push up through 222. Take out half there if we do. There we go. Nice. Almost. There we go. Continued buying. Continued buying. Nice little breakout here. Go ahead and take half just in case. So that put us back. Love to see a break up through there. Yeah, there we go. Too bad I only had 13 shares on that, but UAL took out my other order there. Very good. So we got 225 at a 33.22 average. Okay. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's a chop fest today. I'm going to go ahead and get out there. Let's look at UAL again. We'll add another 225 at 33. $62, yeah. And then 33.82. Otherwise, we'll buy them back. 33.02. Maybe 3304. Well, if we get down there, we're going to get the break of 33. So ZM is sending you a message, don't short me. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, right? There we go. Nice move down. Very good. Come on, let's see if we can continue moving. Really waiting for SPY to get a really awesome pullback. Trying to be very, very patient with the process here. UAL, come on. SPY looks like it could get a breakdown here. Yeah, I'm looking at, I've got on a level marked out on the daily here at 312.86. I think that's a level that a lot of people are watching because it's going to be a breakout right there. And really, it'll be confirmed at 313.84. So 312.86 and then an extra hard breakout at 313.84, which is, yeah, basically around 314, obviously. So let's see. Yeah, I'd really like to get these first 100 shares out at 32.98. If we can get it down there, come on. Want to break 33.14 and then 33.07. Now if SPY continues on a tear, which it looks like it's got a pretty good shot at it, resting really nicely on that 9 EMA on the 5-minute. I think UAL is undoubtedly following the SPY right here. We really need to get a break of 17, then 14. SPY looks like it's finally cracking below that 9 EMA. This could be good. Just needs to continue coming back. Need a really good solid pullback here. Come on. Bust through 7. SPY continues to pull. Should get a nice healthy pullback here. down at 32.96. I'll put out the first order for 125 shares there. I think we should be able to get that. SPY's pulling back up. It's trying. It's trying to maintain. It's trying to hold that 9 EMA. Man, and it's doing it. SPY is strong. But let's see if it can really hold it. See if it can really hold it. UAL needs to break down past 3307. Come on. There we go. There we go. Come on. Come on, UAL, break down past 33. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. See if we can make it back to that moving average. Break 33. Come on. Let's get that fill. There we go. Okay, coming out half. And is it going to hold there, or can we get a continued breakdown? We've got 113 left. Let's see. There we go. I think if the SPY can continue turning around here, we could do very, very well. Going to think about taking off another half down into the 80s. Let's get down. There we go. Okay, took off another half there. We're back up 159. This has just been a back and forth day for me, guys, and I'm going to be pretty much done here. I'd really like to crack over 200. I'd like to see a pullback to the 20 EMA, and I'll get out the other 57 shares there, and even a crack through it. So 32. We've got 33.38. So I think if we can get 32, would that be 32.51? Crack down to here. If SPY's getting a genuine pullback, I think we could make it back here. Might even be able to make it back to VWAP, but we'll say 32.43 just to be safe. No, I'll take it the full way. The way the SPY's looking right now, why not? So we'll buy it back at 32.38. Okay. So let's see. What's up, Bill? I used to short stocks that are running up about a decade ago, and in the 2009-2010 rebound, I blew up 3 accounts just getting run over. Now having PSD-style flashbacks watching you mad. Well, here's the thing, Bill. So, all right, a couple things, and bear with me now. You know, now undoubtedly you make a very great point. You know, we are in a rebound. It's incredible the kind of rebound that we've had, because typically, you know, in normal market conditions, this sort of thing just can work to your advantage. The kind of strategy that I typically end up using can work to your advantage. I've made so much money, and even more money than I've lost on safe pullback strategies. But this market has just been, I mean, this is just incredible. Nobody was expecting a V-shaped recovery. And that's exactly what we're getting. Now, how long it's going to last, I don't know. I kind of feel like, and you can tell me how, if you agree with this or not. I really kind of feel like we're in a state of euphoria. Like everybody just thinks that, la da di da, everything's fine. We're gonna be just fine. Nothing bad's happening. Let's just go ahead and keep buying up the stock market. It's gonna rally again. We're gonna hit all-time highs. And I don't think people have really felt the effects, fundamentally felt the effects of what has actually happened. I think Q2 earnings are going to tell us a lot. I think there's a lot of people right now who are out of a job that don't even know it. In other words, I think there's a lot of companies as the economy opens back up. We've got 30 some thousand, almost 40 million people unemployed. This is the same percentage of unemployment we had in the Great Depression, although nobody wants to call this a depression. I certainly don't want to call it a depression. And we're all hopeful that we can recover from this, and maybe we can. So, but the thing is I think the recovery process is just going to be a lot longer than what people think. And I think that there could be potentially another 10, 20 million people who don't have a job right now that think that they do. But once things, the economy continues to open back up in all these phases, I think it's very possible there's going to be a lot of businesses that are losing revenue because you got tons of people unemployed that are not going to be spending money the way that they were before. There's people out there right now that are looking for jobs and they're just worried about keeping the light bill on, or paying the light bill. They're worried about, keeping the water running. They're worried about keeping a roof over their head. They're worried about having food on the table, and so there's, a lot of other industries, the sports industries, the entertainment industries, even the technology, computers and cell phones and all these extra little additional accessories that we used to go out and buy all the time. I think people are going to be holding their money back. I think Amazon is going to start losing a lot of business. People aren't going to be as frivolous with their spending. And I think that we just haven't seen it yet. People are still living off of these government stimulus checks. People are still hopeful that they're going to get their jobs back. And, we haven't felt it yet. And I don't know if it was, man, when was it? Maybe a week or two ago, I'm pretty sure I was talking about this, but I feel like we just haven't felt, we're still in a state of shock and we haven't felt the effects. And it's almost like going back to the gym after you haven't worked out in 2 years, and you go to the gym and you lift some weights and you do a lot of running on the treadmill and you feel great afterwards. You're like, man, I really got it in today. I mean, it's, you might feel tired. You might feel like, oh man, that was, I'm going to have to get back used to this again. But overall, your body feels fine. It's not until the next day when you wake up that you are literally aching all over. And and all of a sudden your body, you can feel that your muscles are just torn up, and you can just feel it from head to toe. You're sore, you're achy, and so I think that's what's going to happen. I think here in the next couple of months, it's going to set in. Like the shock of everything that just happened is going to set in, and we're going to start to feel the weight of it. Unfortunately for a short bias trader like myself, I have felt like, I never thought that we were going to make it back up to 300. I thought, this right here, this seemed, like this could be something that would happen maybe up to the 280s or 290s, but I literally thought we were going to get a retest here. And it's really messed up my strategy a lot, admittedly, but I have restructured my strategy, and I don't know how much you watch and how often you watch, but in all actuality, even like the month of May, I did really, really well on these strategies. I basically reduced my share size to an even more conservative share size. And, it's kind of like on ZM the other day. That trade on ZM was just a total boneheaded move. I was actually in the profit at one point, and had I stuck to my strategy, because my strategy is take start sizing in with very small share size, let it continue to run against you several dollars, and then average in again, and then get in on the pullback for a quick, 50, 60, 70, $80 scalp. Well, ZM the other day, before I lost 800 bucks on it, it actually did just that. But I just, it was one of those situations where I lost a lot of emotional control, and I just didn't pull it out when I should have. I had a $300 and some loss on DNKG or DKNG, whatever. And at that point, I was just acting dumb. So, the thing is the strategy still does work. You can see here, look, you get massive run-ups and then you get pullbacks. And even here, you get a run-up and enough of this choppy action. Now, granted, it wasn't doing this the other day, but even here, look, you got a run-up, we broke high of day. And then it boosted up again. Even when it broke high of day, like up here on this candle, as you saw it kind of wiggling around, you could have gotten in 50 shares here, and then you could have gotten in another 50 shares here, and then on this pullback here, gotten out. Now I wouldn't have done that. I probably would have taken 50 shares here, and I would have waited for it to get up to 225 or something like that. So really, I would have had to get out on the pullback here down to 220.61, but that still would have been a good $50 move on 50 shares. And so, the strategy works. You just have to be smart about it, and you can't be boneheaded. You can't sit there and so, but another part of it too, another part of it too is I really, most of the time, more than most of the time, if you watch this channel enough, I do not do this sort of thing on stocks with no previous area of resistance. I will, if it's extremely overbought, I'll look for a place to get in. And that's actually what I did the other day on ZM. It was extremely, I waited for this whole move we had here, and then I started averaging in, and then I averaged in, it pulled back. I could have taken the 70, 80 bucks off the table. I just didn't, because again, let me remind you, I made a stupid, boneheaded, emotional decision. Okay, so that was a mental flaw. That was an emotional flaw. That was a chink. There was a chink in my armor that day, or whatever you want to say, and I played into it. So it was just a boneheaded move. I was at that point, I was not trading the strategy anymore. At that point, I was holding and hoping, and that's the dumbest thing any one of us can do. And I'm completely owning it. It was a dumb, boneheaded move, but oftentimes, the only time I'll short into a stock that has no previous area of resistance is once it's already made some catastrophic move like that. And I'll get in with extremely small size, and I'll give it an opportunity to make a continued push into overbought territory until I add again. And 9 out of 10 times we get the pullback. If we don't, I get out typically with a smaller loss. It's because you're taking small share size. So there are times where I do have to just buckle and just go ahead and get out. And like I said, I'll end up taking a small loss, maybe a couple $100. But the whole $800 thing the other day, dude, that happened completely out of a loss of emotions. And it was just, it was something that, you haven't seen me trade like that in the last several months. I think since I even started this channel, I did the same boneheaded thing on SPCE right when I started the channel, and just got emotional with it, and I had a really big loss like that. But other than that, you have not seen that kind of a loss, and it's because I'm typically not trading like that. So it's not the strategy that doesn't work, but most of the time, admittedly, I am doing this on stocks that have clear, previous areas of resistance. Right here, NCLH, these are clear levels up here, and you see that I've played off of them, and I've done pretty well. I'm up 52 bucks. I was taking smaller share size, and you can see it pretty much respected that, and it's getting a pullback. So now, are we going to continue to get the rollover? I don't know, but if you look even at like Tesla, obviously, we see stocks that, and some of these stocks aren't really the best to go off of just because they are making, newer highs. But, AMD is a pretty good one. It's in a great range right now. This is a great daily chart for me, for looking to get in, where there's moving averages and where it's coming up here on the intraday chart to certain previous areas. I mean, look, it came all the way up here. That pretty much matched all these levels back here. It was actually an area of support back here. This actually would have been a pretty reasonable trade. And so those are typically the kind of pullbacks that I'm looking for, which is why in the month of May, and I see you've been commenting here, and I'll read through it here in a second. I just wanted to finish this thought real quick, but which is why in the month of May, I was only red. There were like 3 days in the entire month of May was I red, and I did very well in the month of May. Did very, very well. Made a couple $1,000s in May. It was a nice green month, and I think June will be also. I think obviously we're gonna have to come back, and right now I'm still I'm in that place where I've got to build back my confidence. So let's see. Bill said the market is disconnected from fundamentals, and it has been since 1971. That's really the truth. It's a vehicle that's being used by the rich to get richer, nothing more. Well, I mean, I could agree with that, obviously, to a degree. I do think you can't ignore the fact that a lot of these stocks that end up having the price action that they have, at least intraday. Now, if you're talking investing, then but when I'm trading intraday, I find that the catalysts can very much cause a stock to move in one direction or another. But I do have to agree with you that there is a lot of disconnection there. I mean that's a very true statement in a sense, and especially in these market conditions. I think even more so in these market conditions right now because we made a complete just plummeted move to the downside, and now we're getting this complete irrational buy up, and it's ridiculous. So I would agree with you right now in this sense. The fundamentals are we're completely disconnected from the fundamentals. Your strategy requires you to add at a higher level, which intrinsically assumes the stock going up. Why not just take part in the move up, which is on the side of the big money? Well, I do long from time to time. I don't long a lot just because I'm not a long bias trader, and I have to feel comfortable with these trades that I'm taking. I really do. I have to feel comfortable with them. And if I don't feel comfortable with them, it's not going to help me stick to my strategy or stick to my plan. And that's the thing about shorting stocks. I've gotten pretty good. Like I said, I mean, I'm still getting better. But in dollar cost averaging is not something that I would ever tell anybody to do unless they have a lot of experience with it, because I think you can really, 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 really wreck yourself. And I have before too. And I did the other day on ZM, but I was not, again, the other day on ZM, I was not trading according to my strategy. I was trading out of emotions, and I was just hoping for a pullback. So again, I need to make that very, very clear. That is a poor example of my strategy because I actually was not even implementing the strategy at that point. But there are very solid moves, and as a matter of fact, big money does this sort of thing. Believe it or not, there's a lot of big money out there that they have to start averaging in, because they're throwing in such huge share lots, and some of these stocks aren't as liquid. They're not as liquid as they need to be. And so if they're trying to load in with 100,000 shares at a time, they just got to do it carefully. And so they will typically use a dollar cost averaging strategy, and they will wait for a stock to come up, say like NCLH, to come up here. Or even come up here. They'll start adding in here. They'll start adding in here. They'll start adding in here. They'll buy a huge position of like 500,000 shares or something like that, and have like an 1830 average, right? And then as it starts coming back down here, or coming all the way back down here, they would probably wait for it to move at least a whole dollar. I think that's where they would probably start unloading their shares, but they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars on these moves. Okay, now if it continues to go against them, and I don't even know if the bigger money would do that on a stock like this. Okay, I'm just saying that, I'm just kind of using this as a base example. But there's a lot of stocks out there where they will do massive loads of dollar cost averaging, and they'll even let it move many dollars against it. They would be, they would even be potentially down at one point, millions of dollars on their position, but they continue adding to it. And then as it starts going back up, they start gradually unloading, and then they end up making millions of dollars. If you've ever heard of, there's a group out there called SMB Capital. They do stuff just like this. They teach people how to get in with giant share lots in dollar cost averaging, but they do it very methodically. They have very well calculated positions. Okay, so they're very methodical about it. It's very well calculated, and they, and they position themselves. They're typically not doing this on just any old stock. They have very specific stocks that they're targeting for very specific reasons, and they're probably using more forms of analysis than just fundamental analysis and technical analysis. They're probably using cyclical analysis, and they probably have just some other kind of analyst formation on it, or analyst perspective on it. So, but yeah, I admit that it's not the strategy that I use a lot of times on these is not for the faint of heart, like Rav D was saying earlier about ZM. And you have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful. That is for sure. Fair enough, bud. Good luck with it. Hope it turns out well for you. My experience doesn't have to be your experience. Yeah, well, and I welcome the feedback, and just to reiterate, I mean, if we're talking about what happened on ZM the other day, I fully accept the spanking. You can give me a big fat spanking, and I fully accept it because I deserve it. That was just not cool, and it was not my strategy. So yeah. I mean, I think any advice anybody could have given me about that the other day, was well accepted. It's the times when you're making bone-headed mistakes. It's those times that it's kind of like, because you're right. I mean, there's genuinely no excuse. There's genuinely no excuse at that point. And SPY looks like it's going to retrace. I might get in with another 100 shares here on NCLH. Let me see if we can get a little bit of a pullback. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take another. Oh, what am I doing? That's not what I wanted to do. See, look, this is what I'm talking about. Boneheaded moves. But I'll go ahead and stay there, and I'll see if it can drop down into the 80s. I thought I was averaging in on UAL. SPY looks like it wants to continue to roll back, but we need to see a clear break of that 20. And we've got 50 shares at 33.38. So this is actually where I really wanted to get in. Let's see. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to hold that for a minute. Let's look at MYOV. It popped up. 1650. I had set an alert at 1650. very small share size being traded. I'm not going to trade on it. All right, guys. Okay, Rav D says both arguments have merit, all about your own personal trading style. It is. It is. And and I agree. I agree. Bill's argument definitely has merit. Definitely has merit. You know, especially referring to my boneheaded ZM trade the other day. I mean, you just couldn't get more boneheaded than that, right? But yeah, everybody's got to go out there and you know, pick their own strategy and assess what works for them. So still think we're going to get a retracement. See if we get a move back up here to the 1830s. So guys, I'm going to pretty much just wrap it up here. I'm going to, that was a mistake, by the way, on NCLH. For some reason, I thought I was on UAL. They're right beside each other, you know, and they're both travel companies. One's obviously an airline, one's, let's see, hold on. SPY looks like it's failing, so I might go ahead and get in. SPY loses that 20-day. I think that'll be significant. I think that could be significant, yeah. Yeah, so I'm just going to watch this stuff today, and we'll see what happens. If SPY gets a good, healthy pullback, hopefully it will. But if it gets a good, healthy pullback, we'll do well on NCLH and UAL, and we'll probably, hopefully, end the day up $200. But anyway, guys, always good to have you. Appreciate you guys being here. Whatever happened to Work Diver? Does anybody know what happened to Work Diver? Because I have not seen that dude in here in a long time, and he seemed to really enjoy this channel. But anyway, guys, let me know if you hear from him. But anyway, hope everyone has a good rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.